Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It is a very good day because I'm here to bring you one of the most important Cardano ADA videos I've put out in a while. There are some immensely important things that you need to be aware of. Folks, stay tuned to this channel. We have been killing it in terms of calling critical support and resistance, breakouts, price targets, and bringing you some of the most important catalysts and macro factors that you need to be aware of in this market. So please, like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell icon to notify notifications. Because, folks, I was ringing the alarm bells here saying we broke out bullishly out of this ascending triangle. I was ringing the alarm bells here saying we broke out bullishly from this ascending triangle. You could have been up. Let's see how much. If you had been with us for a while and you got in near the breakout point, just over 170% on Cardano. Folks, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to notify notifications. And I'm going to bring up some factors that are telling me Cardano has a very good chance of absolutely exploding in the near-ish term here. So I'm going to delve into that. But before I do, I want to hover for a moment on the current price action because there's a few interesting things worth mentioning. Again, folks, I drew this resistance line on the RSI on the hourly. From previous videos, I did not draw this today. I was saying how if we broke out bullishly from this resistance line, we were very likely to see bullish continuation in the price action. And right here, when we got bullish divergence on this resistance line on the RSI, is this green candle here. You can see how it lines up with bullish divergence on the RSI. And that's where we exploded and ran up, just over 30%, folks. So like I said, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to notify notifications. And I just want to do this to explain to you the power of RSI and these indicators in MACD. You can see here the MACD bullish crossover on the MACD when it was in the oversold region lines up. Here, I'll zoom in a bit more, make it more clear. The bullish crossover here lines up exactly with the bullish divergence in the RSI, which lines up exactly with the bullish divergence in the trend in the price action. So this is why indicators are very powerful, folks. Like, as soon this is an extremely bullish catalyst right here. Not to look at that, the stochastic RSI bullish crossover, weighted MACD bullish crossover. And that was all throughout this region here. So this is why looking at our indicators is so powerful. And we're currently testing a major resistance level from back in 2018. $1.15 is where there was a peak back in 2018. I think this is the most critical price level for Cardano. If and when we can hold above $1.15, I think we have a very good chance of tackling these all-time high price targets in entering price discovery. So Cardano above $1.15 tells me, as long as we can hold that, tells me we have a very good chance of tackling all-time highs. And look how beautifully we've been reacting off my pitchfork here and here, both resistance and finding support here. So I'm going to talk about pullback targets and short-term targets for a breakout here. But before I do, I want to mention some factors that I think make me think Cardano could very well take off, and this massive run-up we've seen so far may just be the start for Cardano. So to begin describing why I'm so excited, we should take a look at the Cardano Bitcoin pair. Folks, looking at the US dollar pair is fine because that's what most people trade off. But understanding what the Cardano Bitcoin pair and even Cardano Ethereum pair is extremely telling for the US dollar price. We have recently broken above a major resistance level on the Cardano Bitcoin pair. If we can hold above this, I think the US dollar value for Cardano has an extremely good chance of seeing bullish divergence. This is the most bullish Cardano has been since the previous cycle on the Cardano Bitcoin pair, folks. This is a giant deal, the fact that we've made a higher high from this level here and we're currently holding above it. Let's take a look at the Cardano Ethereum pair. Look at what we're seeing, folks. We're breaking above major giant resistance levels on the Cardano Ethereum pair. We have made a higher high from these levels already, and we're currently testing to see if we can hold these levels as support. If we can hold these three levels as support on the Cardano Ethereum pair, I think we have an extremely good chance of seeing bullish continuation on the US dollar value. We're seeing massive bullish signals on the Cardano Bitcoin pair and the Cardano Ethereum pair. Not only that, but we have a giant catalyst for Cardano quickly approaching, which is I thought I had it pulled up here. Maybe if I zoom down here, yeah, here it is. Goguen smart contracts are set to launch March 2021. I've heard some other places saying at the latest Q1 2021. So very soon, in the next few months here, we're gonna start seeing Cardano projects starting to come out. So just like Polkadot, you know, there's a Polkadot coins, the Polkadot ecosystem. Once smart contracts launch, we're gonna start getting the Cardano coins, and so this is an immensely major catalyst for Cardano, a giant milestone, and I think we're gonna have an anticipatory run up leading up to one of the biggest events in Cardano's history. So, folks, to kind of summarize a bit here, we have one of the biggest catalysts ever for Cardano a few short months away. The Cardano Ethereum pair looks insanely bullish. The Cardano Bitcoin pair looks insanely bullish. We are testing a major resistance level from back in 2018. Folks, Cardano has never looked more bullish. I think in the next few months, this run-up we've had is going to look like nothing, in my opinion. In my most humble of opinions, I could be wrong, folks. You know, at any point in the market, we could have a 10, 15, 30% pullback with such high reward potential. Also brings great risk, okay? So just be aware, if you were to get in now, there could be a 20, 30% pullback at any point. There could be a black swan event at any point. There could be a new, you know, illness. I don't want to get demonetized that takes over the world. There could be, you know, a new world war, and an asteroid could hit the world and you know, destroy the global internet. So there's 1,000 things that could happen that could really mess up the market, okay? So just understand, there is great potential here. There's also a lot of risk, okay? It's not all sunshine and unicorns. I don't want to just blow smoke up your ass, right? Like we could get rejected. We could have long consolidation periods. None of this is guaranteed, but I do think there are a lot of factors pointing towards the fact that it's very probable that all this run up we've seen is going to seem like nothing in a few short months. As long as we hold above $1.15, I think we're going to tackle all-time highs here. If we can tackle all-time highs and get above, I think we are absolutely flying, folks. My long-term price predictions for Cardano is anywhere from $5 to $10 by the peak of this bull run. I don't know that for sure. That is just a guesstimate for fun. Nobody knows for sure how high these coins are going to go, but I do think something like $5 to $10 by the peak of this bull run is somewhat reasonable for Cardano. I think this bull run is likely to reach some kind of peak September, October this year with Bitcoin, and Cardano and the altcoins are likely to reach their peak sometime a month after Bitcoin. Because if we look back here at 2018, when did we peak? 8 January. Yeah, so Bitcoin reached its peak last cycle, like beginning December, mid-December 2017. So Cardano reached its peak roughly a month after Bitcoin. So I think something similar could happen this time, where Cardano is likely to reach its peak, you know, roughly a month, sometime after Bitcoin reaches its peak. And I think Bitcoin has a good chance of reaching its peak September, October this year. I'm basing that off a chart by Trading Shot. Trading Shot did a very good job of breaking down the Bitcoin cycles. Bitcoin basically moves in 4-year cycles based off the halvings. And based off, you know, the most recent halving, we're likely to reach our peak with Bitcoin late September this year. So, you know, I think Cardano is very likely to reach its peak October, November 2021. So I'm going to be looking to scale out late third quarter, early fourth quarter this year, regardless of price. I'm scaling out and I'm selling more so based off time frames and less so based off like certain price targets. You know, whenever the market happens to give me, you know, around September is when I'll be selling. You know, I'll be scaling out slowly over time because, you know, nobody knows for sure when this market is going to peak. You know, there's arguments that we're going to enter some kind of super cycle, and that, you know, because the institutions are in, the cycles are over. I personally think that the cycles are still going to exist to some extent. I do think the institutions coming in changes the equation on how the cycles will play out moving forward. But you know, the question is to what extent. I don't think crypto will stop moving in cycles quite just yet, although perhaps cycles will be changed because of the institutions. Bottom line is, I do think Cardano is likely to reach some kind of peak before the end of this year, and so I'm going to be looking to scale out slowly over time because nobody knows for sure when the peak will be. But if you know, I figure if I can start to sell around when the peak is most likely to be, I think that's probably the best strategy. So, you know, late third quarter, early fourth quarter is when I'll start scaling out slowly. More so based off like time frames, less so based off price targets. And so whether that's $5 or $10, $15 or $3, I'm going to be selling more so based off time frames. So yeah, folks, look, you know, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to turn you guys on to some insanely bullish things happening with Cardano in the short term here. Now, before you guys leave, you know, if we get rejected off these levels, I kind of want to talk about pullback targets here. If we cannot hold above $1.15 and if we continue to get rejected, I think we have a good chance of falling back to like $1.05, basically like yeah, I'd say $1.05. We have a peak in volume here. You know, one of our support lines on the pitchfork is right here. If that cannot hold, I think we're retesting $1, just because that's a psychological resistance level, resistance slash support level, and that's where we originally found rejection once we tried to tackle the dollar ranges. Aside from that, if we cannot hold the dollar, I think our next stop is 92 cents. That is the VPVR point of control. This is where the most amount of volume was being traded. So I think 92 cents is going to act as extremely strong support. If that does not hold, I think 88 to 86 cents will be support. We have one of our, the 50 EMA here on the 6 hour is right around there. A lot of volume building up there. And what I think is the most important support level, the most important EMA for Cardano is the 100 EMA on the 6 hour, which is currently, right about 72 cents. So I think 60 cents, I'd say 68 cents to 80 cents is the most important support level for Cardano. If we start to fall below these regions here, I think I'd be worried that Cardano is no longer short-term bullish. And I'll tell you why the 100 specifically. Because if we look back, last time we were pumping, so we pump dump, found support around the 100 EMA on the 6 hour, pump dump, found support in the 100 EMA, pump dump, found support in the 100 EMA, pump dump, found support in the 100 EMA. So the 100 EMA on the 6 hour is clearly an important support range. So I think this is the lowest we could fall to and still remain short-term bullish. Now, I don't think it's likely that we're going to fall down this low like immediately. The price action looks, very bullish. But this is the lowest we could fall, and I think Cardano would still be short-term bullish. So, these green boxes is where I would start to place my buy orders if indeed we found rejection. No guarantee that we fall down this low. I think as long as we maintain above $1.15, I think that's like just the most important. Just to simplify things, it's the most important price level for us to look out for, $1.15. If we see if we can hold above $1.15, I think it's likely we see bullish continuation. If we start to break below it, I think we're going to consolidate and find support in one of my green accumulation boxes here. So let's take a look at our indicators here before I let you guys go, just to kind of get a sense of what's going on with Cardano. So, look at this. Damn. Look at that. Bullish crossover on the weighted MACD on the daily. The weighted MACD kind of acts as, it does act as a leading indicator on the regular MACD. MACD wanted to have a bearish crossover, couldn't happen. Stochastic RSI, bullish crossover, very good for understanding the shifts in the trend. RSI, oversold, but is currently experiencing kind of a bit of an uptrend. The daily looks bullish for Cardano. Let's take a look at the 12 bullish crossover on the 12-hour MACD. Yeah, 12-hour looks bullish, folks. Let's take a look at the 6. 6 looks bullish, except the stochastic seems like we might want to have a bearish crossover. Let's take a look at the 4. 4 still looks bearish. The only thing concerning me is the stochastic, but it still has not had a bearish crossover. So 4 up to the 4 looks bullish. So 2 hour, the 2 hours we're starting to see some signs of some weakness. Bearish crossover in the weighted MACD. MACD histogram taken down. Stochastic RSI does not want to go down. RSI making lower highs in the oversold region. So 2 hour, we're starting to see some signs of some weakness. Look at the 1 hour MACD taken down. Weighted MACD seems like it wants to have a bearish crossover. Stochastic RSI, bearish crossover. Regular RSI. Okay. So this is, I think, looking at the RSI and the hourly is going to be the most important thing here for understanding short-term price direction. I'll tell you why. Because the RSI on the hourly is forming a wedge. Because the larger time frames are bullish, but we're starting to see some signs of some weakness on the lower hourly time frames. We're kind of getting some indeterminate indicators. We're not really getting a strong confluence of reasons. But I see the RSI forming a wedge, which means we're going to have a breakout soon. So whatever way we break out of this wedge is going to be very telling for the short-term price action of ADA of Cardano. Like, if we break out bullishly, I think we're going to have a good chance out of this wedge. I think we're going to have a good chance of maintaining above $1.15. If we break out bearishly from this wedge, I think we're going to get rejected off $1.15. So looking at the RSI and the hourly, I think it's going to be very, very important to understand what's going to happen with Cardano in the immediate short term here. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts in terms of the indicator, folks. Just to summarize for you, the larger time frames bullish. Some of the lower hourly time frames, we're starting to see some signs of some weakness. We're kind of oversold. We're kind of getting some bearish crossovers. Ultimately, I think kind of the RSI and the hourly is the most important to understand what's happening short term here. And I think just main takeaway here, the $1.15 is the most important level to look out for here, folks. So look, if anything interesting further happens, we will definitely be talking about it on this channel and in our Discord group. Link to join that will be down in the description below as well. If you guys appreciate the content we put out, we put a lot of time and effort into studying the charts, and we're constantly looking at the market all day long. This is all we do. If you want to support us, consider joining our Patreon. Link for that will be down in the description below. You also get access to our VIP Discord group. They get access to the low cap gems, interesting setups, catalysts, the things that we're looking at first before anyone else gets to see them. So a link for that will be down in the description below. We will also be giving away a hardware wallet randomly to one of the first 100 Patreon members. And yeah, so check that out as well. There's so much to talk about, folks. I know I ran through a lot, and I can talk fast. Just because there's so much to talk about here. But before I let you guys go, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Bitcoin dominance chart. It's a very good chart to try and understand what the altcoins are going to do. Whenever Bitcoin dominance rises, altcoins typically suffer. Whenever it falls, altcoins typically benefit. So Bitcoin dominance is currently finding support at a very, very strong support level. We can clearly see, zooming out on the daily, how kind of 57% to 60% on Bitcoin dominance is a very price reactive range. So we're currently falling in Bitcoin dominance. If we see Bitcoin dominance continue to fall, that should tell you the altcoins are likely to continue to pump. If we see Bitcoin dominance start to rally, that should tell you that's going to place the dampers on the altcoins. So folks, I hope I've armed you with some of the most important things you need to understand in order to know what's going on with Cardano. Thank you for watching. Take care.